It's a fascinating time to be a person. It really is. So interesting right now.
It's a good time.
Oh, yeah, it's a great time.
Also a rough time.
Wow, it's
With all the
always-
mass shooters. And
That's the
crazy
fucked
to
up
me.
part.
Especially in Thousand Oaks.
How
that was
is-
a safe-ass place.
Yeah, how is that
And a
happening?
Marine, a former Marine.
How about a dude that was in the Las Vegas shooting as a survivor was a survivor in the Thousand Oaks shooting?
You know,
Yeah.
What are the fucking odds of that?
what are the
Same
odds of
year?
that? Isn't that insane?
Think about the odds of that. That's why I was talking to my
What?
girl. Think about the. I think there was someone who was in the Vegas shooting who survived that. Who was at this one that died, right?
Was there?
I think so. Either way, it's dark shit. And they don't have no idea his motive or anything, right?
The cops had investigated him. They investigated him fairly recently because they thought he was unstable or something like that. I think his mom called the cops. Like somebody called the cops
Yeah.
on him, and they investigated him, talked to him. And
That's always tough if you're FBI. Like, what do you want us to do? Arrest him for being fucking weird? Like, he didn't threaten us. Like,
Exactly.
what can we do?
for everyone that does this,
Can't trail
there's
the guy nonstop.
100,000 that don't. You know, I mean, you got to figure out what the fuck is it that allows people to decide to hit that switch. Like, I don't know if they understand that. Like, what's the psychological motivation of that? But it's got to be a sign that there's something wrong with our culture if it's popping up so often.
And
It's got to be a sign that there's something wrong.
Obviously, they always chalk it up to mental health, and all right, yeah, he has mental health.
100%.
But you know how many people have mental health issues, and none of
but
them are going to
there's-
blow
but
people up or shoot
there's
people.
different kinds of mental health issues.
But there's also just bad people.
Yeah, but
Sometimes we
it
got
is.
to chalk it up to that too.
That's true too. But you know, a lot of bad people, like a giant number, have had horrible things happen to
Yeah.
them. That's where it gets weird. Because it's like, okay, what made this guy become who he is? I mean,
Yep.
you definitely should arrest someone who does evil shit, right? But what makes a person get to a point where they can do evil shit? There's a whole series of events probably take place, including abuse, physical abuse, maybe sexual abuse.
Then
Like, who
sometimes
knows?
there's not. Sometimes you just get a
You're
bad
right.
apple. Like with Jeffrey Dahmer, it's like his parents are like,
Yeah,
I mean,
you definitely can get
he had some weird shit with
Yeah.
his mom, but still.
You know how some people are born; they have problems with their liver.
Yeah.
Some people are born; they have problems with their brain.
Yep.
That's just a fact. We know that. There's problems with the eyesight. There's problems with people are born deaf.
Yep.
There's errors in the human body sometimes. You don't think that someone could be born just completely squirrely wired wrong. Of course they can. Just
Sociopath.
only makes sense. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm
Yeah.
a fucking moron. But I bet a doctor would agree that when you're dealing with mental health issues, you're probably dealing with this giant spectrum of them.
What if there's something we could check so that, like, when they're a baby, you could check and there's something in the DNA?
That's called
Damn.
eugenics.
But and they're like, he's going to be a bad kid. Do we just?
That's called
what do you
eugenics.
do with him?
But how
Do
do
you
you
off
know
him?
he's going to be about why? How many people?
Based on the symmetry of your face.
But how many people want to be a better person and they don't ever get it together? And how many people are lacking like some sort of coaching or lacking some
Inspiration,
positive,
yeah.
inspiration, positive people in their life, and then their life spirals further and further downhill? How many people are on the border?
God,
I
the
think
majority,
I
right?
think yes, because I think people change and I think people improve as they grow older and as they become wiser and they have more experiences.
But also, if you look at the mass shooters, a lot of them are quote unquote losers. They live within their parents' basement.
lot
They don't
of
have
them-
anything going on.
a lot of
They,
them are
a lot of
white.
them look like shit. They're always white and
They're always white.
low energy. Always white, low energy.
Sometimes
that-
not low energy. This guy didn't seem low energy.
You know, the Nazis made propaganda films. Basically, they made people believe that mentally deranged people were out on the streets attacking and killing people. And they made propaganda film so that they would okay killing someone who was, mentally
Crazy.
deranged. Yeah.
You always have to be careful of people trying to label someone as someone that you don't have to consider a regular human, someone who you could disregard.
That's what they do with the Jews, right?
That's
They're
what
like, they're
they've-
rats. They're
they've
stealing
done
from us.
that.
They're monsters. That's what
Sure.
they do.
People have
everything.
done that throughout
Yeah.
history to other people. There's like a scientific term for it. I don't remember what it is. But
Eugenics.
Damn, I wish
no,
Callan
no,
was
that's
here.
not what I'm saying.
Callan would have
There's
had
a
it.
scientific term for people that demonize other groups of people. And the way they look at people.
Propagandists?
No. The way you look at people, like this is a person, and you looked at the enemy, you would look at them like a subhuman. There's a
Racist.
psychological. It is definitely racist.
Yeah,
but
but
there's like
there's
a trait that people like. There's like a pattern that people commonly fall into with that.
I feel like it's a common word,
the enemy.
We're all stupid in here.
We're all stupid, but dehumanizing the enemy.
Callan
That
would
it's a
know it.
natural thing that people do. They've just fucking everyone does it. It's so weird, and it's how people can do gang warfare. It's how people can do tribal warfare. It's how people can do intercontinental warfare.
Well, you had your boy, what's his name? The English cat, the hypnotizer,
Darren Brown.
Darren Brown.
Yeah.
Have you seen his thing on Netflix?
No.
It's fucking sick. And so I'm not. It's no spoiler alert, but so he took a guy, like he took a ton of people. Took a guy who lives in Florida, who's in construction, and who was super kind of racist towards immigrants, like Mexicans and Hispanics, and he sat him down because he thought he was the perfect one. For sure, took his phone off, bro.
Damn it.
What in the fuck?